Welcome. I'm Bev Adams. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. This is the project that I'd like to show you. Some little tags. You could hang them over a wine bottle. You can put them on your presents. You can use them as ornaments. I made them with Labels to Love and the Everyday Label Punch, as well as the Scallop Tag Topper Punch. My colors are Old Olive and Cherry Cobbler. I'm also using these wonderful little Season of Glitz mini bows, which come in Cherry Cobbler, Old Olive, and Whisper White. My cardstock is Whisper White cardstock, the regular kind, not the thick one. This is 4 by 11. I have actually cut this down just so it fits in the envelope. You'll need some very skinny scraps of Whisper White to stamp with a Cherry Cobbler and this image from Labels to Love. And I just want to get the Happy New Year banner here. And you're going to stamp that 4 times. Then you're going to trim that out. Give it a little bit of time to dry so you don't smear that. Then we're going to change colors, so I'm going to clean that stamp with the Stampin' Mist and the Stampin' Scrub. Next I'm going to use the Old Olive ink, and I'm going to stamp the Merry Christmas, and I'm going to stamp it on the Whisper White. And I'm going to want to crease this first of all. It was scored at 2 and folded. And then open it up again. And I'm going to want to stamp this image right on the edge of that crease. So I'm going to use the Stamp-a-ma-jig. I'm going to put my imaging sheet, and I don't know if you can see this imaging sheet. I'm going to put that right in the corner. And I'm going to stamp, I'm going to put ink on my block, and I'm going to put my block right in that corner and slide it straight down and straight up. Now, I don't really care what this image looks like as long as I haven't slid it around. I want to use this image to place my image exactly where I want it. So I want it right under that crease. Then I'm going to put my tool back, and this kind of holds my paper so it doesn't move. I'm going to ink my stamp again, put that block in the corner and go straight down and straight up. And so that gives me perfect placement. Once I've got this image, I'm good to use it until I take this stamp off the block. Once it comes off the block, I have to redo this, but this washes right off. I usually put it under the sink, but you can also use a baby wipe to clean it off. Place it again. Put the block right in the corner, down and up. Now, I've had customers worry about lining this all up because they look at the grid line thinking that that's what they need to line it up with. Has nothing to do with anything else other than these and the cardstock. And this Stamp-a-ma-jig can be used whichever direction you want it. Whichever way is easy for you. I'm left-handed, so I use it this way usually. But it's kind of nice that it can be used right-handed or left-handed, or you can use it horizontally or vertically, whichever's convenient. So I want to place that. So I've got it just below that crease line. Next, I'm going to just fold it and punch it. So I'm using the Everyday Label punch. I'm turning it over so I can see where I want to punch. And this should put the crease just below. Let me grab a stack so that I can actually get a piece of paper between the fold and the punch. I'm not going to be cutting that edge. And on the inside of my tags, I'm going to stamp to and from that same set in Cherry Cobbler ink. I have 4 pieces of Cherry Cobbler cardstock that are just under 2 by 3 1/4 inches. I'm going to punch both ends with the scallop tag topper punch. This tag topper punch is really nice because it punches this scallop shape as well as the holes. I'm going to put this banner right over this image, and I'm going to use the mini Stampin' Dimensionals, but as small as these are, they still are not skinny enough for this. So I'm going to cut them in half, and I'm just going down a strip here and put this half dimensional on the back. Now, if you don't want to mess with those little tiny half mini dimensionals, you can put these on with glue dots or even, any adhesive of your choice. And I find having the pop-up is really nice. You can decide whether it's worth the effort for you. And I'm using tweezers. These are little tiny pieces here. Next, we're going to put the ribbon on, so we're going to add some adhesive to this end here. And we're going to push just an inch or 2 of ribbon so it kind of hangs over. This ribbon is really lovely. I have bought quite a bit of this. Love it. It is the mini chevron ribbon in Old Olive. And when I hear the word chevron, I think it's going to be bold, and this is a real subtle chevron. And it's really soft and pliable and has a little bit of shine to it. This back should be flat, no twisting. Then we're going to put a little adhesive on the back so these stay flat. And then just put your tag on the front, and it will be covering up those holes. And put one of these little tiny bows. Now, this is kind of gilding the lily a little bit, but they are so pretty, and it makes it extra festive. And that's all you do. One more thing I wanted to do, I almost forgot, is I wanted to use the little wink of Stella. And hear that little ball in there, stirring it up. And I'm just going to put a little bit of wink of Stella on the trees. Just a little bit of glitz. So I'm making 4 of these tags, and they just look lovely, and they will add a lot to your Christmas. If you would like the directions, I'll have the link for you at bevadams.com. I will also have a link to all the products that we used. And have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Talk to you soon. Bye.